Good morning. Good morning. Hey, listen, I pray we're all having a great day, a great morning. Listen, it's Monday. Hey, Monday is a hard day for us all. Listen, but guess what? We got Jesus, so we're gonna make it through, all right? So listen, man, we got a chance, man. We got another opportunity. Guess what? To grow closer to God. See, if we grow closer to God, if we grow, if we start focusing on Jesus and stop focusing on our problems. See, stop focusing on, oh man, I gotta stop this, I gotta stop that. Instead, we focusing on, man, what would Jesus want me to do? Okay, okay, how do Jesus want me to live? Focus more on how Jesus wants you to live, and not focus on, right. Stop sinning. See, yes, if we keep our mind stayed on Jesus, we won't even think about sinning. We won't even think about, right, going back. Watch this. This is Second Corinthians. We're gonna be in Second Corinthians. Thank you, Lord. Not stopping. Listen, we're gonna be in Second Corinthians, chapter 10, right? And we go start at verse. We're gonna start at read at verse 4. Watch this. For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, meaning physical, but mighty through God, but strong and powerful through God to the pulling down the stronghold. Listen, it says to the pulling down. So they won't have time to climb up into your mind and make you go back. It won't have time to climb up and take your mind, take your spirit, and take control of your actions. Why? How? If we keep our mind stayed on Jesus, man, the strongholds, it will not have an opportunity to pull you back down to where you once was. 5. Watch this. It says, casting down imaginations and every high thing that exalted itself against the knowledge of God. It says, cast down. Listen, throw them down. Put him back in his place, which is under your feet, which is under you. You don't give in to sin when you focus on God. See, it say, in every high thing that exalted itself against the knowledge of God, cast it down. So everything that try to make you feel like, oh man, I need to go watch this video. I need to watch this. Even scrolling on social media too long. Even chasing women, smoking, drinking, without getting drunk. Anything that will have you to go back, cast down every imagination. Why? Because it's coming against the power of God. Because it's coming against the knowledge of God. God already said, no weapon formed against you shall prosper. Right? No weapon formed. So guess what? That means that it's going to come to you one day. It's going to come up against you one day. But guess what? It won't prosper. Why? Because greater is he that is in me. Watch this. Greater is Jesus that's within me than he, the enemy, the devil that's in the world. Jesus is more powerful than our sin. Jesus is more powerful than our emotions, than our feelings, than these thoughts. Because these are only thoughts, feelings, and emotions. They don't make us go back. We choose to go back. They don't make us, man, let me pick this blunt up one more time. No, we get this thought and we feel this type of way like, man, yeah, it did feel good back then, and I miss it. Woo the woo. And there you go back. And you forget what happened last time, like, oh man, the conviction, the shame, the guilt. You was on the road before. You was doing good before. But you find yourself going back and falling into that temptation again. And now look, you feeling bad. Right? So watch this. And bringing into captivity every thought, huh? To the obedience of Christ. Right? So it say bring it into captivity. Listen, we're taking it captive. You're not in control of me, but I'm in control of you. You're not you're not my master. I'm your master. You're not the guard and I'm the prisoner, but you're the prisoner. I'm the guard. You hear me? We're not slaves to our thoughts and feelings and emotions. because that's all it is. Thoughts, feelings, and emotions that will have us to go back. See, recognize what we fighting up against. Verse 6, and having in a readiness to revenge, right? To revenge all disobedience, right? To punish all disobedience when your obedience is fulfilled. Be ready to fight back against that old man when you start obeying Christ. Right? It say when a man want to come to Christ, what was good night? What must he do first? Huh? Deny himself. Matthew 6:16-24. If a man wants to come to Christ, he must first deny himself, pick up his cross, and follow Jesus. So first is denying yourself, casting down these thoughts and imaginations, pick up your cross, and follow Jesus. Come on, let's go over to Galatians chapter 5, right? Which is also the fruit of the spirit, how to fight. Okay. And what must we do? What must we do to continue walking in good, right? Walking like Jesus. I'm sorry, I'm a little tongue tied today. Galatians chapter 5, we're gonna start at verse 17. Watch this. For the flesh lusted against the spirit, right? The flesh fights against the spirit, and the spirit against the flesh. And these are contrary the one to the other. They're different. They're like two magnets, right? They're like two magnets coming against each other. They will never intertwine. But watch this. So that ye cannot do the things that ye would. But if ye be led by the spirit, ye are not under the law. So watch this. But if ye be led by the spirit, I meant 16 and 17. This I say then, walk in the spirit, and ye shall not fulfill the lust of the flesh. Right? So, man, walk in the spirit. Keep Jesus on your mind. Start obeying Christ. Start fighting against these things. Listen, for what? Because you already know that the flesh and the spirit is fighting against each other. They don't want to intertwine. The flesh don't want to listen to the spirit, and the spirit don't want to give in to the flesh. So when you come into Christ, man, you go have these thoughts, you go have these feelings, you go have these emotions to come up to want to go back. But guess what? Fight. You gotta pick your gloves up, right? Over in Ephesians 6, it tells us what to do, huh? Therefore, put on the whole armor. Put on. Listen, that's an action word to put. Put meaning, listen, do it yourself. Put like you put your shoes on, like you put your shirt on, like you put your pants on, like you put your hat on, like you put your belt on. Put it on every morning, every day, throughout the day. Ask God to strengthen it. Why? Because you in a war, and it's not it haven't even gone out yet. I'm talking about the one that's inside of you, that's in your mind, that's in your flesh, between your flesh and your spirit. You want to obey God, but it's something that's within you that's not allowing you to. So watch this. Let's go to Psalms. Psalms chapter 1. Psalms chapter 1 and verse 2. All right. So the more we follow Jesus, the more we obey. And let's see what the psalmist says. But his delight is in the law of the Lord, and in his law doeth he meditate day and night. And he shall be like a tree planted by the rivers of water, that bringeth forth fruit in his season. His leaf also shall not wither, and whatsoever he doeth shall prosper. Right? It says, but his delight is in the law of the Lord. Listen, when you start looking at the word like, man, I get a chance to live a new life. You find joy and happiness in obeying God. You made it to a new milestone, man. You've gotten you beaten your flesh into subjection. You're not a slave to your old man no more. You've been freed completely. So once you get to that level of, man, I enjoy doing the will of my Father. Like you're pleased, like you're happy just by obeying God. He don't have to do nothing for you, but just because you want to please him, oh, that's a joy to you, right? Because you want to spread the gospel. because you want to help people overcome their sins, right? That brings a joy and a delight to you. You've made it to a new level, man. I'm telling you. Watch this. And in his law, do it to meditate day and night, keeping it on your mind all day long, all night long, worshiping, praying, fasting, reading his word all day long, all night, before you go to sleep. If you wake up early in the morning, you're worshiping. You in the word, you're studying. You're doing what you gotta do, man, to help you fight against this. It and he shall be like a tree, right? You shall be rooted, planted by the river. They say planted by the rivers. So a tree planted by the river, it's gonna always have nourishment. Why? Because it's by a river, flowing water, good soil. You deeply rooted in the water, in the word. You deeply rooted. You stand by this book. You stand by this holy word. You hear me? And he shall be like a tree planted by the river that bringeth forth fruit in his season. Fruit. Let's talk about this fruit. Fruit can mean many things. Fruit can mean rich in good works. Fruit can mean bringing people to Christ. Well, I ain't gonna say bringing people to Christ, but showing people the way to Christ and allowing God to make do that good work in them, right? And also the fruit of the spirit, which is love, joy, peace, kindness, gentleness, long suffering, right? Patience. Well, that's long suffering, but you get me. The fruit of the spirit, right? Fruit meaning also people, and then fruit, which is good works. It can be many fruits, but you will be fruitful if you stay by Jesus, right? You won't be dried up if you stay near this word. You won't be withered up if you stay close to this book. If you stay close to Jesus, you will not fulfill the lust of the flesh. All right, man. Y'all have a great day. That's the message. If you stay close to Jesus, you will not fulfill the lust of the flesh. Right, man. So let's have a great day. Let's follow Jesus. Let's meditate on this word day and night. Let's win this battle. Let's fight, man. Put on your whole armor. Ephesians chapter 6, over in verse um 10, I believe, 10 to 12, somewhere around there. Put it on and fight. Keep your sword. You hear me? Listen, keep your sword. Okay, keep your sword with you so that you can fight against that man. Fight against your flesh. All right. Be blessed. Y'all have an amazing day. Peace.